finishing up the combat.
We met people, fighting ensued, we won.
Can I ask for a little more than that? Just a little.
Elaine got sent into the drink again.
Yeah, she did.
We could have left that part out. I didn't think it was very important.
It's cold and wet.
Everyone's wanted to swim lately.
Yeah, for some reason.
Wanting, quote unquote.
Yeah, we also discovered that there was the rock, that the gold ritual items were needed to unlock a gateway to something big, something scary.
Essentially.
Something we don't want to fuck with.
We will say that the rock is over here.
And she had a set of tools that were specifically for that she's been very careful with.
But yes. So, Elaine and Avram would know the Elder Sign is something that is used to seal things and keep, you put them next to gates or on gates. And that prevents the gate from being used. So, what you have here is the seal, which is away from the gate, and they planned on having Camilla remove the seal.
But she didn't want to begin with. She just wanted to be left the fuck alone.
Yeah, she was minding her own fucking business.
And we beat the vampires because main vampire Big Bad made the stupid decision of ignoring all the people with guns to attack the vampire blood trader instead.
Yep, that was a twist. She wasn't expecting that.
But now she is also oofted.
Oh yeah, she is majorly oofted. If I remember correctly. Oh yeah, she is. But yeah, you guys are gonna pick up with Dario's body turning into ash, into the sludge again. Camilla on the floor, one arm on her wound, with Danny, who just ripped the two vampires away from each other, and Elaine with her shotgun, essentially just like ending this, like, no, don't fucking move. Are we done here? And that's where we're gonna pick up. It's kind of silent, considering all the noise from before. All the gunfire, all the fighting, all the snarling. All of a sudden, the silence is almost jarring. The only sounds you really hear in this moment are just heavy breathing. As Camilla is silent, catching her breath. She's not moving a muscle.
Oh yeah, luck checks.
Yeah, thank you for reminding me. Unfortunate.
Hey.
Looks like 71.
Is that a
D10?
Alright, everyone who failed gets 1 D10 of luck.
Big 2.
Everyone except Rebecca, unfortunately.
Which is crazy, because I'm pretty sure Rebecca has the lowest luck out of everyone right now.
How? You used it a lot in the fight. Yeah, that's insane. Let me double check your sheet.
I'm currently sitting at 19 luck.
Host bonus roll die. Theory. Roll behavior. Okay. Yeah, you're good. That's just shit luck. We always have one person in the party who always just has the least amount. And then one person who just hoards it.
That would currently be Charlie.
Mm-hmm.
Is it Charlie? Is Charlie or Nathan? One of the two.
I think Nathan. Well, yeah, one of them. Depends on the D10, I think. They're around the same.
Nathan would just kind of like look around, like slowly, because I think he killed the last vampire with the fucking blunt end of the shotgun rather than reload the shotgun.
Mm-hmm.
And just kind of slowly tucks the shotgun back into the harness. Looks at Evie. Evie's in one piece. Looks at Rebecca. Rebecca's in one piece. Takes a step forward. Kind of places a hand on Danny's shoulder. Looks down at Camilla. Well, you look, rough might be a little understatement.
She just kind of shuffles a little bit so that she's resting against this little lifeboat. Still seated because she's fucking oofed. Dragging that suitcase next to her. Today has not been a good day, unfortunately.
Kind of chill down. Still keeping like an arm's length from her for the moment. Need me clean up some of that a little bit. Kind of gestures to where she's been bitten.
She's hesitant. I am going to roll something. It takes her a moment. She's kind of cornered and surrounded. But eventually, there's just a slight nod of her head. As, yeah, I'll take the help while I need it.
Very carefully, very slowly. Much like, I don't know if she's gonna fucking reach out and like bite me or hit me or anything either.
Mm-hmm.
Very carefully try to clean her up just a little bit. He doesn't quite know if first aid works on a vampire, but at least he can make it look nicer.
Yeah, you can roll me a first aid.
That is a skill I have.
A
Nice. If I recall correctly, mini dice worked well with me. Where the fuck is my D10? There it is.
That's kind of important. It's kind of one of the only things you need.
Ooh, that's at the very least hard success. 25. Yes, hard success.
All right. So, first aid, you're going to clean up her wound. It looks a lot better than it did before. And you see that it's not normal. Nathan, with that hard success, you can see that she's not exactly injured the same way a person would be injured. There's still the wound there, but it looks like rather than profusely bleeding, it's more so leaking. Like, you know that there's an artery here that got severed. This would be spurting blood. But it's not. It's just leaking. Slowly, as if it was a vein. But you're able to clean it up, so she's not bleeding all over the place. You're not sure how that's gonna work for someone that's a vampire, but you know what? I don't know if Nathan would want to ask questions.
Yeah.
Danny would.
There's like at one point where like Nathan's like staring at it, has cleaned up like the area is like, okay, pressure? Like his mouth opens? His mouth closes. I'm gonna try pressure.
Gonna try pressure. Danny, you said you would while Nathan's doing this, just like watching, like, hey, that's not normal.
Yeah, Danny's just watching intently as Nathan works because he also knows a little bit,
hmm
and seeing that he's going to be like, "You're not normal, aren't you?" Oh, that's Southern.
The Nathan effect.
Gotta tap into those Islander accents.
I'm sorry. No, you guys are not ready for my fresh off the boat accent.
I am offended. You've heard all of our shit accents.
You can do whatever accent or voice you would like to do. But is that what Danny said?
Yeah, yep.
Okay. There's a kind of a, I guess, snort, almost. It's kind of cynical in nature. As Camilla just sits there, lets Nathan work on her. She's careful to not, like, make any sudden movements. Because, quick question for you, Iris. Does Elaine still have the gun on her?
She does, or she has it in her hands, but she's not pointing it at Camilla. When she said she surrendered, Elaine moved back behind this and is like kind of hiding, to be honest. It's like, okay, now that being the hero is done, I'm gonna hide now.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck this.
I'm gonna find a spare towel. I'm gonna wring out my hair. Just... Alright. You know, go roll me a luck check, Iris.
Oh. So, D100?
Yep.
Okay. Yep. Look, roll.
Hey.
You managed to find both like a towel and like a actually pretty nice and comfy like jacket coat thing. That's dry and warm. And it doesn't look too bad.
Oh, so it's actually somewhat fashionable.
Somewhat. It's nice, like
it's worker fashionable.
Yeah, it's worker
Fisherman
fashionable.
pink.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't have any like bright colors on it. It's just plain black. It's got some soft lining, but more importantly, it's dry and it's soft.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
Elaine finds that for her efforts of hiding. And Camilla looks kind of cynical as she looks at Danny. I suppose I am not normal? She looks to like the rest of the group of like, does this guy not know? I thought all of you knew, and that's why you're here.
She's looking at everyone. Danny's looking at everyone.
Nathan just kind of tilts his head back a little bit, still focusing on what he's doing. But in a gesture like, okay, Danny. She's one of the... And he pauses and frowns. Vampires. And he just kind of like gestures towards the pile of ash in front of Avram. Because, Nathan, if I can't fucking remember the name of these things, Nathan's not gonna remember them either.
Valid. Good. But yeah, Camilla nods. She looks back up to Danny, over to Avram, because she's like, I haven't seen them before. And Avram...
Forgive me for asking, but if you were to feed, would you recover?
She looks over, and her eyes kind of linger for a second on the pool of goo next to her before looking at Avram. And you've still got that fucking fishing pole, right? That's now become Vampire Slayer
He's
9000.
just covered in vampire.
Yeah. That thing now has a legacy. And she nods slightly. Yes. However, it's Willowsleeland.
If I were to offer you to feed on me, could you do it without killing me?
She blinks for a second. And she kind of feels like this is a fucking trap. But she just nods once.
More importantly, does all the juices of non-human do?
She nods again. It's not as potent, but it could work.
A piece of fishing shit.
Imagine at this point, like Nathan has finished what he was doing and kind of like leans back, is not standing up since she is sitting down. She doesn't need another person like looming over her. He's crouching but kind of giving her space again. Kind of glances at the case that she has, and then jerks his thumb over his shoulder. So I'm guessing that's what got you all upset about your tools earlier.
Has a hand on top of the suitcase and just resting on top of it, kind of tightens a bit as Nathan gestures to it. Yes, it is something that is my duty to protect, and I do not believe that. Just nods her head towards the rest of the ship in that direction, towards where the rock is. And that is a proper use for it.
Do you know what he thought was on the other side?
No. All I know is that he wanted to be a good lapdog.
He wanted to be what?
A good lapdog.
So he was answering to something else?
Just a tired overturns out.
He's down.
I'm sorry, I got distracted. I lost my train of thought. What was the last thing said?
He works for something else.
Ah, yeah, she lets out a sigh as she nods again. This one a bit slower than the others. He is was the current head of the cult that we left. Or I.
And whatever he was worshipping, he thought put him to open that.
Exactly. He doesn't really care what comes out of it, as long as it makes his deity happy.
Ethan nods and looks back over at the stone. Think if we just smash that thing up, it can't be opened, or is that gonna open it in a different way?
I
She
would
kind of
be
looks at
careful what you do with an elder sign.
Mhm. She nods, head tilting towards Avram. You would be correct. It is not good to do that. That would be the. I guess it would weaken it, but not get rid of it.
Makes a face, just kind of staring over in that direction. And scratching at his beard. Looks back at Carmilla. Gestures towards her. He like stands up, offering a hand to help her stand up. And I don't know if it's too much consolation considering the fact that we just listened to your well, I wouldn't call them friends after what happened. But
Little sneer.
at least as far as I'm concerned, you decided to try and fuck off rather than try to fight us, and you clearly don't want to open that thing, so see any reason for us to be on any animosity type term.
I would hope not. Eyes, all of you. And her eyes kind of just dip down to all the fucking firearms in this fucking group. Oh. But she gives another nod. She takes his hand and stands up, grabbing her little briefcase again. I am not looking for any trouble. And if I were you, I would put the stone back where they found it. If it's away from the gate for too long, it's going to lose effect.
Does anyone else know of the location?
From what I know, they were given in, I guess, a task directly from the deity, and they were just told Boston Harbor, not exact. So they have been best for past couple of months, slowly searching. As far as I'm aware, no. No one else knows.
Think better left buried then.
She nods. And maps left burned.
Well, she'll, but I'm pretty sure that I am setting this ship aflame if we need to.
We want to take it back to the location, so provided we have another boat to leave on. Or we could swim.
Like, I imagine like Nathan has to say no to cut off Evie. No,
Who
we're
I
not doing that.
imagine is busy collecting goo.
You're not getting me back in that water.
Nathan just smirks. Oh, I didn't enjoy your second trip in the Boston Harbor in 2 days.
Elaine just glares.
We can start dunking you regularly.
She pulls the coat closer because she does not like the cold at all. She's not like being wet. It's not fun. And she glares even harder, just like giving a threat of like, if you even try it, I swear I will ruin your life. Kind of look.
You've seen her use that gun.
What was that?
And we've seen her use that gun.
Nathan just is still kind of smirking. Yeah, still doesn't stop the fact that I can pick her up and toss her.
Not right.
Be careful if I were you. She seems very dangerous.
There's Nathan stops poking the bear, though he looks far too amused. Looks back towards Carmilla. So with all these ones gone, and he gestures towards the pile of goo again. You gonna be in trouble, or are they the only ones that gonna come poking at you?
She kind of stretches a little bit, kind of fixes her hair from where it got ruffled from her fucking scrap earlier. I do not know. I don't know what they're going to do now that he is gone and missing. I mean, I'm not going to tell them what happened. But as far as I'm aware, there was only one person who knew where to find me. So, I don't know how many people Dario once he found out.
Not. And well, I imagine he has a couple of like Evie's cards in his pocket. Pull out one of Evie's cards. Well, I may be speaking for the group a little bit here, but I think we all appreciate the fact that you are not overly inclined to be using those things, unleashing who knows what all over Boston and everybody. So if you feel like somebody else is trying to make you do something like that and you really don't want to deal with them, then that's a call.
She'll take the card and look at it. She'll tuck it away.
Yeah, hold on. We don't have to.
She's gonna turn to look at Elaine. Right. Well, I do plan on staying here for at least a little bit longer. And these tools are made for more than just removing elder. And I did not really want to have my own city where I live to be destroyed by whatever they wanted to release, so I will keep this in mind.
Yeah, so long as we are in agreement of keeping things that have been trapped away, and making sure cities don't go disappearing or burn to the ground or whatever it may be. I think we're on good working terms.
She gives a nod. She's gonna look around. So, I need to get back.
Ain't gonna be needing to grab nobody for a little snack, will you?
Not exactly, no. It would make it fast. It could just heal and die.
I think I'd be going to butcher for that before I grabbing anybody off the street.
She kinda shrugs. I wasn't the one that was making all the murders. I've been here for a long time. I am not inclined to make people suspicious.
Nathan nods and kind of looks over his shoulder towards Rebecca. So, these not friends of yours were the ones that were picking people off and causing all the trouble.
She nods, kinda looking towards the goo again. Yes. For some reason, they are so paranoid about people. As soon as one person saw them, they just killed them. Despite my argument that being in the Arbor is not inherently suspicious.
Yeah.
But what do I know?
Yeah, considering the fact that you're alive and they're not, probably a little bit more than they do. Dead.
There's a bit of almost like, I don't know, glee at that fact. Where it's just like, yeah, fuck that guy. I was right all along. I knew better. You acted like I didn't.
Nathan will just look at Rebecca again and give her a nod. And it looks like we just solved your case for you, Miss Detective.
That was far easier than I had anticipated.
Nathan just snorts. Yeah, ain't all of them near this easy.
Right. Well, Camilla is gonna start trying to leave. Unless anyone's gonna try and stop her.
She doesn't want to taste.
Nope.
Little
Tell
snack.
ya.
Nope.
I mean, I can tell you above table, if she does bite you, she's going to drain your strength score. It would heal her. However, it's gonna hurt you.
And I'm curious.
You're curious.
Just professional curiosity.
If you want to try and get her attention again, you can.
I think Nathan will stop me.
Nathan,
Taking them up.
like, as soon as you, like, open your mouth to start talking, Nathan starts looking at you like you grew a second head.
Starts rolling up his sleeve.
Like, man, I thought there was another one that had some common sense. Now there's 4 of them. At least Rebecca has common sense. But now there's 4 of them. 2 of them just jump in the water whenever the fuck they want. One that goes wandering off to go shopping. Now you're trying to offer your own fat from your own scrawny Russian ass body.
Scrawny. I'm size 65, I'll have you know. Look, somebody had to have the common sense to stake all these vampires. Didn't see you doing that.
What do
Nathan's
we
first job is making sure everybody is alive, and you are making that difficult, sir.
I made sure all the vampires were dead, alright?
quick question.
Mhm.
What do we do with our bottle of vampire?
That's between you and God, which is me. So,
I've got a plan.
what the fuck is your plan?
You said we'll have downtime. I will execute the plan then.
Okay, I am scared. But this vampire is going to dip with a farewell, see y'all on the flip side.
Hopefully never.
Hopefully never. But you never know.
So
You guys are left on the boat.
in terms of dealing with this, we could have like 2 or 3 of us go out to the map's location, sink the boat either through fire, as Nathan suggested, or just sabotaging before we leave and letting it run full of water, and then take the lifeboat back. That way we get the stone back down, get rid of the evidence, and just have a little lifeboat trip back.
Would it be possible to rent a second boat?
Yeah. You guys can rent a
Okay.
second boat. However, I
Approximately
would
how
like to
much would
point
that
out.
be? Oh, go ahead.
I will say that so that you're all aware of this. All of the equipment that they use to get the stone is on the ship.
Yeah, I would say that's what I was thinking of. Like, lower it down roughly where it's supposed to be, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
and then essentially just set the ship to just run until it runs out of gas and like set it on fire on the way. So the boat is nowhere near the stone to make it harder to find. Because like sinking the stone in the boat itself means that that is a shipwreck that is easy to find.
Yeah, I meant just crane it down first since we've got that on the back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you guys can definitely try and do that. Nathan did find the map earlier of the exact location where they were systematically gridding. So do you guys want to get a second boat? Because approximately, we're gonna say that for the size of the boat, it depends. If you want to get something of this size, probably, God, fucking conversion.
We honestly just need a boat big enough for however many people are
For
going and their gas that's needed.
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't have to be huge. Like we can take this boat out to drop it off at the having a second boat to switch over to get back. That was my thought.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's a little pricey. However, if you want to rent something a bit smaller, if you want to have it for like the whole day, you can get it for $20, which is pretty pricey. If you want to just rent it by the hour, it could be less.
I mean, I think between most of us, we can all pull into a $20 thing.
So spending limit is what you can spend a day, right?
Yep.
I have a $50 spending limit, so
Yeah.
we don't
I
even
think
have
it
to
just
buy
rich
into it.
bitch toss a 20 like it's nothing.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And your spending level gets refreshed every session essentially, or every
Yeah.
in-game day.
Okay.
I imagine Nathan suggests pulling the money together, and Danny just sifting through his pockets and pulling out like
A quarter.
30 cents.
Yeah.
Elaine
enough.
offers to cover it. Oh, thank God.
the relief of like, okay, I'll still have money for dinner.
As if Danny has had to pay for anything since he met up with this group.
Which was like 2 hours ago.
It's longer than that. It's been a day.
Mm-hmm. It's true, it's true. But yeah. Alright. So there are more questions, and like, there's a lot of fucking gunfire from this fight that people are very, what's happening about? Because I imagine you guys, at least send 1 or 2 people out. When did he take off his shirt?
Before he jumped into the water.
Ah, got you. Okay.
Oh yeah. Is there gold on this ship?
Roll me a luck check.
These are supposed to be fucking like dragon vampires. Like a little
Mhm.
horde somewhere.
Little horde.
That's a 13.
Okay, so imagine you're searching to make sure you get the right information for this as everyone's packing up to leave. And Nathan, you do find a little stash in the captain's cabin of gold, of these really, really intricately carved gold jewelry.
Any of it seemed to be like very clearly was it Argentinian?
Peruvian. Yes. Yes, this looks like this is their personal stash that they like to have to look at. But I mean, they're dead now, so. All right.
Becca has to get all of the fucking gold that she took from lockup back to the precinct before it's missed. Well, now we have a stash of gold.
Oh,
Everybody
shit.
gets a gold necklace.
Thank you for that reminder. I almost just got fired.
Yeah, to return that real quick. Smudge the ink a little bit. All right. Is anyone else searching the ship?
That was
Oh, you will.
actually an extreme success with the new. Yeah. Sorry, I'm doing the math. Had a luck check.
Okay.
Auburn will search the ship,
All right.
looking for, I guess, anything they would have brought with them that would be occultic, any sort of
Yeah.
Okay.
symbols or writings, things like that.
Okay.
Books.
Danny can search the ship and snake some stuff.
Danny finds their wallet. Anyone who's searching the ship, other than Z, roll me a spot hidden. Because he
What?
already found the thing. And Rebecca,
Damn.
if you're searching the ship, please roll me a spot hidden as well. However, I would like from you a law check. Because people are getting a little antsy on the gunfire coming from this one boat. And they know a cop's here, so they're taking care of it, but that was a lot.
Holy shit.
Hey.
Damn.
Holy shit.
You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna spend the 2 luck. Make that a crit.
Okay.
3 extreme successes in looking at the ship. What'd you get, Matt?
I failed.
Aw.
Let me just spend the 30 luck.
God. Jesus Christ, please don't. Jesus. Okay, cool. Rebecca, let's say this happens after, or this is like while everyone is searching the ship and after they've all found what they've found. However, as you go out and people are approaching you, one good Samaritan comes up to you and they're like, "Hey, officer. So, heard you had some trouble there. Don't worry, I already called in backup for you. You're welcome." Oh no. I don't know if the leave call was a reaction or not.
It was not. Sorry, I switched to my laptop.
Okay. Hello.
You said that they called the police?
Yeah, there's like, "Hey, officer, detective, you're doing great. Sounded it was getting a little hairy over there, and I know it's just you. You're doing your job. You're great and all that. So don't worry, I already called in your backup for you."
Well, she is going to start corralling everyone and getting the hell out of there.
Mm-hmm. All right. So you get back to the ship. It's like hey, we gotta fucking go. Well, everyone else finds their things.
Maybe
And sorry.
take the ship out because there's with the cops gonna be crawling all over the ship.
Good point. You do have a time limit to either leave the ship or get the ship out of there. And I will just say that both Danny and Elaine both find a book.
Oh no.
No time to really delve into it too much, but it looks interesting enough. Because Rebecca comes back with bad news.
Just like a single book, right?
Yep. You each find one book each.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Mm.
So who can drive a ship? We need to.
It'd be what, navigate? Operate heavy machinery?
I've seen some sheets with like boat driving specifically on it. Does this one have that?
No. Closest is
No.
drive auto, unless you're doing navigator machinery.
I will take any of those, really.
Uh,
I'll take a drive auto. I will take a navigate. I will take operate heavy machinery.
Danny's operating. Look at him go.
If we're getting a separate boat, we need someone else to be able to drive.
You could also hire someone to, pilot it for you.
we could just tow it. This is a big ass ship.
Mm-hmm.
You do have the crane. So you could, in theory, tie that about the bow of the second one.
Mm-hmm.
Tow the ship out, and then I'll save on the gas. For the second ship.
Gotta be financially conscious.
Like, we're making this thing that Danny checks his pockets and finds lint every time we talk about money.
Valid.
He's a hungry boy.
Listen, you know how much I get paid. You're my boss. You
know how
sign
much
off
you
on the
pay.
paychecks.
He has no control over how much you get paid. That's a government thing, sir.
You look at that amount, you say, "This is fine. Here's your paycheck."
All right, Miss God. I don't know how similar this is to a fire truck, but we're
You want
gonna
to try
try
it?
our best.
All right, all right. If you want, you can have someone help you, and you can get a bonus die.
How
You
does
don't need it.
everyone?
Would you look at that? All right. You know what, Danny? This actually isn't all that different from a fire truck. For some reason. It doesn't make sense to most people, but in your brain, it just clicks. Fire truck
Mm.
carries water. Big thing on the water. In fact, it's almost like you were made for this, honestly. You're used to having to make wide turns with the fire truck to account for all the weight and how tall it is. And now those same wide turns make sense because you're just a wide ship turning. Danny's able to pilot the ship. You have 75 in heavy machinery.
Goddamn.
Holy shit.
I was curious as to what all of his points are in.
He was literally made to do this.
So what
That's
I'm hearing
amazing.
is from this point forward, all of our plans need to start incorporating some sort of heavy machinery. Some sort of
Yeah.
truck or boat or crane or some bullshit like that.
Because
Can we
Danny's got it.
drop a cement block from a crane on a vampire? Will that work?
Alright. So you guys gonna get the second ship, or you just taking this one out for now?
I mean, if Elaine's paying for it, just tow the other one.
Okay. So,
Elaine will foot the bill.
alright. So we can say that to save time and to not have the ship be here when the police arrive, you guys can split up a little bit. Elaine and whoever's going with her can go get the second boat. Danny and whoever's with them can pilot this boat out of the harbor. Or not out of the harbor, but out from the dock, so it's not here. And once Elaine gets the boat and either pilots it herself or with someone or hires someone to drive it for her, can just meet up at a predetermined location to do the stone give back and the prep for. You said you guys plan on dropping the stone with the crane, putting it back in the rough spot it was, and then leaving the first boat onto the new boat, and then having the first boat just drive off into the sea?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So, not that it really matters much, but Elaine foots the bill. Do you get someone to pilot the ship for you, or do you try and have that be done in-house?
Well, if we're just towing it, we don't need a second person. Danny can get it.
Ah, okay. So you have this ship go and pick up the second one. You attach it. Danny with that success. Yeah, fuck it. Tokyo drifting with a boat. Danny, you've never felt more fulfilled in life.
Heck yeah.
Mm-hmm. Alright. You enact your plan. You lower the ship, or you lower the stone, back in the rough estimated place, using the map that the vampires also helpfully had. Because they didn't expect anyone else to board this boat. Because why would they? It's a fucking thing of vampires. You're not gonna fuck with them. I will take one more check. It's going to be another operate heavy machinery. Or I'll even take mechanical repair.
Oh god.
Alright, well, this was for setting the first ship ablaze and sending it.
Oh, a blaze. Okay.
I'll take either or. just setting this thing up to be destroyed away after it leaves.
I mean, could Nathan have helped to give him a reroll, essentially?
Essentially, you can roll another 10's die. Roll a d10 real quick.
Just gotta get lower than a 7.
Alright. D10 from Danny.
Oh, from me. Okay, sorry.
Mhm.
There you go.
Yeah. That's going to be a 25.
Hard success.
Hard success. Alright, so the two of you work together, getting this thing ready to go out into the sea. Pretty easy work to put the crane back down. The others could have done that while you're doing this. They have the map. And it almost fucks up spectacularly. I'd like a description from the two of you. Danny, how do you almost make the ship blow up? And Nathan, how do you just barely manage to not have it blow up while you're still on it?
Well, I guess if we're prepping with like oil and whatnot,
Mm-hmm.
once it comes time to like ignite everything, Nathan's gonna realize Danny is way too intrigued with the match or lighter he's got going. And he's just staring very intently on it. And if so, he's actually left-handed. And that's the arm that's scarred up to fuck. That arm starts shaking. And he almost drops the lit match. Like right where the puddle begins.
Nope, nope, nope. Nathan just immediately, like, sixth sense for, like, oh no, something's about to fuck up here. And just reaches over very quickly, snatches the lighter, and, like, closes it very before it can, like, even start to be dropped. Nope, nope. I think you're good. I think we have the. I think you need to probably be going back over to the other ship.
What?
Ethan just arches a brow at the question.
Danny blinks. Looks around. Oh, yeah. Right, okay. Yeah, gotcha. Goes to join the other ship.
All right. Crisis averted. You go to join the other ship. You're able to kick off your plan without another hitch. And you guys watch as the ship sails into the sea. Burning light. And now you're all left on the second ship.
Take us home, Danny.
God, do I need a roll for this?
Nope.
Okay. Eat.
All right. You take everyone home. You pull back in to the boat rental dock. Toss the keys back. They're a little confused on why you took a whole boat for just like an hour. But they're not going to ask questions. Elaine paid in full. And just like that, this mystery is solved. Sort of. And put to rest. Sort of. For now. As much as you can.
Scooby Gang did it again.
Huzzah!
Ba, ba, ba.
Dun, 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 dun. Is there any other business you all have left to take care of in Boston before traveling out of city?
Fucking make Rebecca cough up whatever she threatened us with. Make sure that is burned.
Yes, the Karen's testimony against you all. All right, Rebecca. I don't know when this was invented. However, for the aesthetic, I imagine she does have a manila folder.
Cody
Do we
back.
have a Cody? I don't know.
Probably don't have a Cody right now.
BRB. 5 minutes ago. Understood. When you say that can happen in a second when Cody comes back, anything else you all need to take care of in Boston before hightailing it out of here? Because a lot of shit happens here for some reason.
Fuck Boston.
I love that song.
Yeah, we gotta burn the city down too.
We know where the seal is.
No. Nope. Nope. Yes, inform Evie's friend that we, in fact, did not die.
Yep. She'd be happy. That's positive news. I don't think anyone got fucked up, right?
Oh.
No, everything's fine. Oh, hi, Cody, welcome back. Nathan has business with Rebecca.
Becca needs to burn whatever file she has.
The Karen testimony against them. Oh. Yeah.
I don't remember. I just remember that's how Rebecca got introduced to the party, and Nathan's like, that needs to be gone.
Yeah, so you guys already have the file, which I imagine you guys did burn. I guess it's just the payment would probably be the only thing Rebecca needs to give. Which, if I remember correctly, was like $10 a day? $15 up front, $10 a day after that. It's been like, what, 2 days?
Something like that. Not long.
Yeah.
I think closer to 3.
Okay, sure. We'll go with 3. So that's going to be $45 given to the group. It was in your budget. You budgeted for this, not from your wallet. It's from the department. Their outsider consultation fee and all that. That budget.
Yeah, Cody, have Rebecca cough up a whole bunch of money.
Rebecca just signs off on a check for the department. It's like, nah, it's not coming from her wallet. The fuck? She don't got $45 to just hand over. Which conversion is like $821. It's like, Jesus.
It's expensive doing this work.
I mean, y'all could have died. Alright. So with that, I don't know where you guys are going to be tracking the money, whether you want to split it between everyone or have it be like a separate, I don't know. pool, I'll leave it up to you guys to decide on where you want to keep it. But yeah, with that, we can have all of you go home and we can go into development phase.
E.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Though it's not as nice. It's not as cool. Matt and Charlie. Oh, Matt's not here. Charlie, are you aware of what a development phase is?
Nope.
Okay. So, essentially, what I like to do after every mission or arc is have a development phase where every skill check that your character passed without using luck, you mark off the little bubble right next to it. That's why I've been reminding you all to check off everything you succeed at. So, for example, this session, Danny would have checked off operate heavy machinery
Okay.
and spot hidden. And during a development phase, you just take all of those and you just re-roll them one at a time. And if you fail the check, it essentially means that you learn something new. And you add a d10 to that skill to increase the threshold.
Wait, this is only for failures, right?
Yep. So everything that you succeeded at, you check off. And during the development phase, all of those check-offs, one by one, you roll them. And for every failure, you add a d10 to that skill.
Hold, I'm getting mixed up. Okay. Original roll, if we got a success,
Mm-hmm.
we check it off?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
So once you have all your checkoffs, that's the first step. Now during the development phase, you take all of those and you pull them aside, and just one by one you go through them all and you roll them again. So, if you don't mind pulling up your sheet, and for every skill you have checked off, go ahead and roll it. One at a time. Okay, so that's not getting any better. The next one, you go ahead and uncheck things as you roll them. So now you can uncheck operate heavy machinery, but spot hidden, you failed. So, you're going to roll a d10. Okay, so you're going to add 2, so it's going to be a 67 now.
Gotcha.
And then you're going to uncheck that off.
Thank you, Miss God.
So once you add that and then you check it off, next one.
That's it.
That's it? Okay. So is that all they passed this entire arc?
We were rolling pretty poop.
Ah, understood. Okie doke. Alright, who
Matt's
would like
back.
to go next? Back? Alright, Matt. Explanation round 2. Do you know how development phases work?
Sorta.
Okay. So, every skill that you checked off because you succeeded it without using luck, you're going to go ahead and re-roll it. And if you fail it, you add a d10. So we're just going to go one by one for every skill that you passed. That's checked off. Go ahead and roll it. If you failed or not, then we'll roll whatever you need.
All right. Cool. That actually managed to fail.
Okay. So if you failed your occult, go ahead and roll a d10 and then add it to the occult and then uncheck it.
All right. Sleight of hand. So somehow succeeded that.
It was a vampire.
All right. That is going up slightly.
And those of you who know how to do this, you can go ahead and do this yourselves.
E.
I'm just walking Matt and Charlie through it. She's getting even coppier. Let's go. Okay. 82 law. All right, detective. 83, actually. Goddamn.
You want us to do it? Never mind. A Nathan has become somewhat charming.
A.
All right, I'm all set.
Okay. Everyone else all set?
Still working.
Mhm.
Let's see.
Oof. Damn. A, you got one. Oof. Oh, Rebecca. You left one.
If I manage somehow to crit fail something, do I get extra things?
Nope.
Damn it.
It's just failure or success.
Damn it.
Suffering from success.
Yeah. My spot
Mhm.
hidden. I succeeded.
Mhm. It's like when you want to succeed, you fail. When you want to fail, you succeed.
Convention. And then our deal about sanity to Cthulhu mythos counts here, right?
Can you refresh my memory?
Every time Nathan fights a monster,
Yes.
he bumps
So
up one and lowers the other.
yes. So and Cody, you can also do the same.
Yeah, so you know, Cody, the deal that I have struck with Amy, since Nathan is not a bookie type person to study Cthulhu mythos, every time Nathan fights a monster, he can up his Cthulhu mythos score by 1, but then lowers max sanity by 1.
Mhm. Yeah, the Sanity Cthulhu thing is just a set rule. The only change here is that he's able to increase it by 1 because of just interacting with the monster directly. Yeah, so if you would like, Rebecca can also bump her Cthulhu missiles by 1, lower her maximum sanity by 1. Because y'all just came toe to toe with monsters. Now,
Ethan's gonna be a monster killer.
gonna arrest Eldritch Evil. Alright, so. I would like both Danny and Elaine to roll me a. Call it a d50.
Which cursed book did you find?
The one where I ripped my face off, right?
Please, God, no.
No, that's Eastmark.
That same book is present in this setting, though.
See, I feel like there would be an easier way to get Danny to stop doing that, because like Sola had to figure out how to do that while being Sola and like being relatively gentle. Nathan could be like, "Oh, you're trying to rip your face off. You're in a trance of some sort. Okay, dunk in the harbor. We good now?"
Can you please do me a reroll?
1d50 again?
Yep. Okay. Okay, you got a 49, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, this table isn't numbered, so I have to hand count,
Fuck that.
right?
I'm back. Sorry about that.
Yo!
Go through your investigator phase where you roll shit. That's what we just did.
Okay.
If you fail the
How
roll,
does
then if you all the ones you've marked, if you fail the roll, then add a d10. If you succeed the roll, then you just leave it.
got it?
And I
Thank you.
think you also need to do a 1d50 for your book.
Yeah.
Okay. Did the crit success matter for the book or no?
Ah, fuck, I lost count.
Sorry.
Yes. And I'm taking that into account.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
So 1d50?
Yes.
I'll roll that first.
Oh, wait, you got a crit success? Right, okay,
Yeah, I
so.
spent 2 luck.
Okay, yeah, never mind. Just your development phase.
Okay.
I got the wrong order.
Give me 1 second.
So, so failing means I can roll a d10, right?
Yes. You add that.
Nice. Oof. Thank God for development phase.
That just makes sense for her to do that.
I literally failed every single of my rolls. Okay.
Okay. Charlie, are you here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, after everything's done, said, and dealt with, you all retire for the evening, getting ready to head back home soon, and you pull out that book that you just kind of grabbed because it looked interesting. Because it kind of did. The binding itself was a dark red with gold lettering embossed on the front. And it's titled People of the Monolith. Looking through it, it's written in English, thankfully. So, it's readable. And it's a volume of poems.
Danny's gonna hand this off to Avram.
Yeah.
Okay.
What was the name of it again?
People of the Monolith.
That's ominous.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna study the hell out of that.
All right. So, it'll take a week to do the. Sorry, you can do the initial read, essentially like in a day or two if you spend enough time just reading the book. But it'll take a week to study. To do a full read on it. And it will incur a sanity loss, but it will increase your Cthulhu Mythos.
How much?
So, I want to go ahead and say that this is what Avram's doing during the week, once he gets back home. You can enroll me a D3.
Do I have one of those? Can I just do a D6 and cut it in half?
You can just roll it in the roll 20.
Oh, yeah, that works.
Mm-hmm.
See, Matt has the distrust of Roll20 that the rest of us have developed, though.
2. Average. So you're going to be losing 2 sanity.
I wasn't using that sanity anyway.
But from your initial read, overnight, you're going to get 1 Cthulhu Mythos point. And if you choose to spend the whole week reading it and really studying all of the poetic entries in here that, as you read, just kind of get darker and darker, and the descriptions start speaking to you a lot more than they did initially. You're starting to really imagine what they're describing, and it's almost frightening. But it's also incredibly intriguing enough that you want to keep reading it. And you're going to get 2 more Cthulhu Mythos points. So a total of 3 added to your stat.
Hell yeah.
All right. Now, Elaine, you made that a critical success. Okay. So, Elaine, what you found wasn't exactly a book per se, but it was interesting. It was a piece of paper that has been folded in itself enough to make it like a little square, like when you fold a piece of paper into 4s. And it looked really old. But you know that things that look old like that, in a place like this, that's shit that you want. But it isn't until later that you're able to actually really study it. And you find that this isn't really a book. No, it's more akin to instructions.
God.
Hmm. Okay.
Can you roll me a POW check real quick? Okay. So I'm going to give you a choice here. Above table, this is a spell. However, it will take a lot. You will be rolling how much sanity you lose in order to learn the spell.
Okay.
Would you like to learn said spell?
Yes.
Roll me a d4. That is going to be how much sanity you lose.
8.
Okay, well,
Is this max sanity or base or like current?
this is going to be current.
Current. Okay.
Mhm. All right, Elaine. Roll me 1d2. You learn a spell called Enchant Knife.
Okay.
It's something that will take 2 hours to cast. So this is something you do in advance of something.
Mm.
And it does cost you willpower to cast it and sanity.
Okay.
However, this is essentially almost kind of like a conduit of sorts. You cast this, and this will make casting other things in the future easier.
Oh.
Again, still all at the cost of your sanity. Pleasure doing business with you.
How much is the sanity cost?
So it's a D4 when you cast it. The cost itself is for the your willpower stat is it varies by depending on what you're using it for. And every point of power that you lose, that you place into it, it adds 1% for a chance of success in casting whatever spell you do. So essentially, you cast this, you lose 1d4 sanity, and you decide how much willpower do you want to lose while you cast this to add a boost to the next thing you're going to cast. It's kind of like trading your willpower for essentially luck on just adding to whatever you're going to roll next. So it's a steep cost, but if she learns something that she really needs to work, this would be the way to do it.
Boy, baby. Wonderful girl.
So
Okay.
spend willpower to increase chance of success.
Yes.
Is that a permanent expenditure?
Yep. It's not like luck where you roll every session. So, we can say that that is what Avram and Elaine are doing during their week.
Oh, I wanted to ask really fast. Aren't we
Mhm.
supposed to be able to heal some wound and some sanity and shit in this point too?
Yep. So, All right. Yeah, sorry, give me 1 second. Close that. So you guys have enough time to essentially have more than enough time to properly heal. You get 1 hit point for every rest you make, or overnight. I think that would bring anyone who is hurt up to full.
Yeah, because I'm still injured from the first arc, but it would get me
Yeah.
up to full.
Yeah, that would get you up to full. And everyone, let me see. So, for defeating the vampires, everyone can recover a d4 of sanity. Now, it's up to you guys if you want to do your individual rolls or have 1 roll apply to everyone. I'll leave it up to you guys.
For every what we get a D4? Sorry.
So, for defeating the vampires, everyone gets a d4 of sanity.
Oh.
So you can either have it be 1 roll applied to everyone, or you can all roll individually. I'll leave that up to you. A vote. Yes or no?
Who's got the hot hands?
I think if we all roll together, like on the same, just that way everyone's on the same page.
Okay. If none of you want to be responsible, I can roll that for you.
I don't mind rolling.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Well, shit.
God damn it, bitch.
It is what the gods gave us.
Thanks, God.
Okay. For putting the Elder Seal back into its rightful place, keeping whatever the fuck is kept down there away from the city, you get a d6 of sanity.
I'm rolling this myself.
Okay, if you want to go ahead and roll Z, let us all know.
That's a 6.
That's a 6. Congratulations, everyone. Knowing that you all saved who knows how many lives makes you all sleep better at night. Because who the fuck wants to know what's down there? Probably half of you, actually.
Yeah.
Nope.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's only Nathan at this point, and maybe Rebecca.
Just keep that shit down there.
Mm.
Everyone else is like, let it out, let it out. I want to see.
Well, Elaine's interested what's down there, not who's down there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Woody. Hi. Sorry, Sailor's crying. I don't know if you heard it.
It's
Aw.
dog time because I just got visited by Hazel too, so.
Yeah. You all get 10 luck.
Hey. Rebecca needs it.
For. Yeah, you all get 10 luck for very effective uses of what knowledge you gained. And taking care of the vampires very quickly. And for essentially defeating the vampires and essentially keeping your cool pretty well, considering a lot of shit went down. Oh, wait, no, I already gave that to you. You guys got the d6. Sorry. That's it. You guys get d4 sanity, a d6 sanity, and 10 luck. Along with the $45 wherever you guys are going to put it. You all have more than enough time to fully heal and recover. Which I don't think anyone actually got hurt. I think it was just Nathan from the previous arc.
Yeah, Camilla kind of tanked for us.
Mm-hmm.
Nathan finally like, I don't feel the wound from the knife anymore. This is nice.
I can finally stretch without wincing.
Is there time for vampire experiments?
Depends on what you want to do. If you want, you can have Avram not do the full week of studying and do that later.
Do I do the book first or the vampire first?
Because if you have
Yeah.
the book, you just got to spend a week on it. You could do that later. You also just have the vampire in the bottle. You could also do that later. It's up to you.
Yeah, I mean, he's not going anywhere.
Neither is the book.
Occasionally walk over, pick up the bottle, shake it really hard, and then set it back down. I don't know if he's ping-ponging around in there, but I think I want him to.
Probably just for the time being, solder the flask shut.
Okay.
Nathan, sorry.
Does Avram even know how to solder?
That's a good question. Soldering's, I mean, it's not that hard.
It's not, no.
Good,
Steal Danny shit.
Danny could
Yeah.
probably help with it.
Yeah. Could just take a lighter, heat the metal around it so it's a little more solid.
Mm-hmm. All right. So you read the book, you get your Cthulhu Mythos points. Helene, you get your spell. You all get your extra sanity and extra luck for completing this mission. Now we're going to go one by one. Everyone except the two people who got their little eldritch goodies. What were you doing during the week? Start with Discord call. Cody, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
All right. So it's over. You solved the case. Vampires slain. What are you doing over the week? You gotta go back to work on Monday.
Yeah, I assume, she's going back to work, trying to maintain some semblance of normalcy.
Mm-hmm. So there is a lot of whisperings about, like, a lot of gold got taken out for some reason. And they can't really figure out who it was because of the smudging on the paper, and it's not really filled out correctly. There's a little bit of a department mystery that they've got going on. Because I assume Rebecca put it back, right?
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah, she put it back, finished up the paperwork, and it was discovered during the week, like a Wednesday. Just when she thought, okay, getting back into the groove of things, that's when someone's like, hey, did you guys know about this? Passing the paper around, trying to figure out who needed all of this gold, and why wasn't this, like, actually approved for an investigation?
She's gonna crack a joke about a leprechaun working for the department.
Your joke is regarded well. It gets some laughs. And distracts them long enough as they remember, um, some other case that came up where there was someone that did a bank heist that involved the gold. And I mean, that was actually jewelry, not gold, so that was a lot more valuable. And the conversation shifts.
Are the Irish members of the department really upset?
We'll say that they are a little salty about it. Nathan probably would not have appreciated that joke.
And he's busy eating his Lucky Charms.
Oh, fuck you.
Alright, anything else you want to have Rebecca do during the week?
I guess, like, while at work, she might start to, like, pull old cold crimes or cold cases
Mm-hmm.
and bring them back to present to the rest of the gang.
See if there's weird patterns that are unexplainable.
Yes, that.
Okay, cool. Go ahead and roll me a d3.
How do I roll a d3?
You know what? D4.
Okay, that I can do.
We're gonna go ahead and do a D4. Alright. So, Rebecca, while you're pulling up these case files and you're going through them, a lot of them were kind of just cold. Nothing ever really went anywhere. They weren't able to find a lot of things you really need for it, and that's what you're kind of paying attention to now that you're more aware of other people that could help you with these things, who seem to like going after these things, who may even specialize in it. And you actually find an old case file that's not even actually in Boston. It was one that was sent over by another department in another state that kind of was asking for like the lead detective's help on solving. And you see that the lead detective at the time, it was about good 6-7 years ago, also couldn't figure it out. So they just closed it up. Couldn't offer any help. And you would know that this case file is from a string of disappearances in southern Jersey.
Oh shit, we go into Jersey.
God.
So you can pack up everything that's relevant. You can sign it out. People would only really look at you a little odd, because it's like, that's just a cold case from so long ago, you're really going to take a crack at it? But no one will stop you.
Going after those department brownie points.
Mm-hmm. Okay, try hard.
How much sanity does it cost to go to New Jersey?
30. I would know, I was born there. So, Rebecca, you have found the next mission, if the group is willing to take it up. We're gonna move on to Nathan. What you doing? After you recover, you're back in full fighting shape.
I mean, I guess Nathan would actually want to try and sequester Avram and Danny if it seems like they're going to be hanging around more. Nathan, unfortunately, has taken on the role of I must keep everybody alive, so there are ground rules I need the two of you to agree to.
Wrong time to be reading forbidden literature, huh?
Well, as long as you don't seem to be getting, like, absorbed by it, like Evie and Elaine tend to.
Look, he's an expert on poetry. It'll be fine.
Yeah, no. No. But yeah, Nathan essentially, like, laying down, like, would want to talk to the two of them, and essentially be like, my job in all of this is to make sure everybody walks out alive. So if I'm telling you something is too dangerous, and stop. Stop. He lets these ladies get into some real stupid bullshit, but eventually it's like, we need to run. Other than that, he's just fucking time in the forest, man. He wants to stay away from the city, and it sounds like we're going to another fucking city.
He needs to be socialized.
Oh, he doesn't want to socialize. He's been over socialized.
Alright, you get your time in the forest. Away from people, away from civilization, away from people. You do get some rowdy, like, people who, unfortunately, you caught them camping in a place where they weren't supposed to. You also caught them with alcohol that they're not supposed to have. So that's something that Nathan has to deal with, but that's so normal compared to whatever he did a couple days ago.
He doesn't give a shit about the alcohol. He's like, just like, go somewhere else that you're not likely to just like drunkenly wander off a cliff, please. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Relocate them. And just nice. Going back to his day job, what he knows. Unfortunately, it comes with a lot of paperwork, but even that he gets used to. It's like it's better than fucking
People.
getting bitten by a vampire, honestly. Or people. You know, he's got the nice view. He's not choking on smog. Alright. That's what he is doing. Danny! Danny boy.
That's me.
Oh,
What's
Danny
Danny
boy.
doing?
Well, I guess figuring out if we're on call or stationed in the fire tower.
Hmm. If you want, you can flip a coin.
Nathan can work out a rotating week on, week off.
Yeah.
I figured that would be the case because usually when you're in the fire tower, you're just there.
Hmm. Yeah. You can alter your schedule.
You thought you were just gonna sit in the fire tower. No, you're going on patrols now, my man.
This is not my job.
You want to go fuck with all the supernatural things. You're on patrols now. Hiking all the time, every day.
All day,
Climbing.
every day.
Up and down the mountain twice.
I mean, I guess.
Alright. So, how is Danny coping? What's he up to? Spend time in the woods? He doing anything? Or is he just basking in the normalcy of it?
I think he's definitely going to try to get a bit more information out of Nathan. Because, like, we just moved here from the West Coast. We're going off of nothing, and now there's vampires.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of shit in the shadows that you don't want to know about, including in the shadows of the woods, so be careful.
In these woods.
Didn't get this
That's why
far
you
yet.
asked me?
Like if Danny actually like says this to him, like Nathan just looks at him and like points to the giant facial scar. Didn't get this from no bear.
And you stayed here?
Nathan just nods. I keep people alive. I keep that points at Scar. From eating them points at campers.
Mind if I ask what that was?
No fucking idea.
Hmm. Nothing bad with fires, though, right?
Maybe. I don't think so.
Nope.
Nathan
Pretty
just
about normal level of fires.
shakes his head. Other than you stand it from storms and idiots. Most everything I've had to deal with out here, not including with Evie and them, just your standard, well, not so standard, unpleasant beasties.
Okay. Alright. I think I can deal with beasties.
Witchy with Shillelagh.
What's wrong with the machete?
Shillelagh's better.
I'll have you know, why people hold while I Google something.
Hold on, I'm remembering something. Hold on. I have an argument.
Off topic from weird shit, now onto the cultural viability of machete versus shillelagh.
Mm-hmm.
The
Imagine this is
shillelagh, the ancestral weapon.
Imagine this is an argument that they have a lot.
I'm just blanking on the Spaniard's name who went to the Philippines and got eaten.
Oh fuck, I forgot.
That's Danny's argument.
And that's Sandy's argument.
He's like, you don't know how many things I've killed with this shake stick.
Magellan.
All right. More integrated. I think that's everybody. Unless Elaine and Avram, if you guys wanted to do anything extra on top of studying your things. Nothing major, since you have to essentially dedicate a lot of time to reading and studying and deciphering the text that you both found. But
Avram?
Would we be made aware of where we're going next?
Rebecca could call.
Does she?
Yeah, does she?
I mean, yeah, sure.
Calls the department, be like, alright, get a load of this. Found this cold case. You know? Give whoever's at the office a rundown. Or if anyone is at the office.
I mean, to be fair, I feel like that would be
Mhm.
how Rebecca would go about it. Of like, okay, here's something weird. Let me review it really fast, and then if it's still weird, let me call and see if they might know something.
Mm-hmm.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Cody, but that would be the logical way to go about it.
I mean, I guess I was thinking that I'm not very historical. Like, I know they had phones, but like they were the kind that like rotary, right? So I just imagined that she would just kind of pull the file and wait until they all met up again. But I'm also fine with her calling to debrief. Whatever works.
Yeah, the only like difference there is if he was aware, he'd probably just do the preliminaries of looking up museums and libraries in the area to see if there's anywhere that might have anything on what he and Danny are looking for.
Yeah, so if you want to just hand wave it a little bit and say that Rebecca, maybe they worked out a time where to be expecting a call to see if Rebecca found something. You can give the basis of the information, just enough to like give the the town, the area, the date, whatever you can give in a short conversation, so that they can start some preliminary research before you come in with the actual case file a couple days later.
Avram's prepping for a side quest, I hear.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta find these goddamn witches.
Mm-hmm. All right, Elaine. Anything else you want to do?
The only really important things for Elaine would be documenting their mission, their previous case,
Mm-hmm.
and sending another letter to her family, to her brother.
Okay. I actually do have a letter waiting for you too when you get back. It's from your brother.
Oh.
It's just very much like, hey, how are you? Hope you're doing well. Miss you. He found, but more importantly, he restructured the archives office so it's much more efficient now.
That's Elias.
Something. Oh, yeah. Family's worried about you. Aunt's pestering me. So I can try and hold her back as long as I can, but that's between you and her.
Mm. She'll obviously write a letter of reassurance, like, oh no, everything's fine, everything's going great, blah blah blah. I'll I think she'll send a gift this time.
Oh?
Like, here, give this to them. This will tide them over.
What do you send?
What is something that is known in this area?
That would survive shipment.
Yeah. I don't know why, but like my first thought goes to like a bottle of perfume.
Okay. Yeah, you can help me send over a bottle of perfume. Wrapping
like,
it up extra tight, make sure it doesn't crack.
And a set of gloves. Yeah.
And a set of gloves. All right. Go ahead. Package it up real nicely, securely. Send it over. It'll get there eventually.
Mm-hmm.
She go ahead and do that. And with that, unless there's anything else someone wants to do during the week, during the off time, before the next arc, I think that's all for tonight.